Alright guys, I've been trying to tune in the settings for this PVA. I got this white stuff. It said it's by Paramount, and I've been doing test prints. Well, I have a Bowden style extruder set up, so but I've been doing test prints. Let me see if I can get them to show up on the camera. Maybe shut this light off would help. But before, if you run it at the same retraction settings as your PLA, you will get real bad stringing, like super bad stringing. And so I just played with the settings and did these towers. I don't know how good this is showing up in the camera, but I just messed with the settings over and over, printing these towers. And the conclusion I came to is, well, you want to basically just straight up double your retraction distance. Whatever, I guess retraction is going to be different for different printers and stuff, you know. So whatever retraction you're using for the PVA, use double, or for the PLA, use double for the PVA. And another setting I changed was the retraction vertical lift. I turned that down to 0.2. It was at 2 millimeters. That seemed to help a little bit, because I was watching it as it was doing the print, and it would stop, retract, and lift 2 millimeters and then go somewhere, and you can see a blob come out as it lifted that 2 millimeters. So I tried turning that vertical lift down to 0.2, and that seemed to help slightly. Not a whole lot, but it helped slightly. It helped with the way it created the string in the first place. And I just doubled my retraction. I've got it at 12.6, and for PLA I normally run 6.5, so I doubled it. And I tried messing with the coast distance and the speed, the retraction speed, and the speed of the printer itself, and all kinds of stuff I messed with. And the best I can come up with was lowering the vertical lift and doubling the retraction distance. And here's the best one I could come up with. I know this isn't going to show up in the camera worth crap, but it seems like the first, I don't know, the first 10 millimeters, it's got some super fine hair. See, you can see that shining in the light. Super fine. Nothing like the original stuff with the PLA retraction settings. That was like thicker stuff. This is just super fine hair. And then if you notice, after about 10 millimeters it stops, and then it doesn't string anymore at all. It only seems to do it for the first, see, I broke this one pulling it off, but now I broke it again. You can't see that one anyways, but yeah, it kind of stops after the first 10 millimeters or so. So I'm not sure what the deal is with that, but it seemed to have stopped after a little bit. But even if it, you know, it does have some real fine hairs, but I just couldn't get it to do any better. I've tried adjusting the temperature settings, and you know, you gotta turn your temperature, even if you get it to flow out your extruder, you seem to have to turn your temperature up just a hair more than that to get it to stick to the bed, and to get it to the layers of the PVA itself to stick to each other. So you can't just turn the temperature as low as you can. You know, you start having layer separation, and you have a real hard time getting the first layer to stick to the bed if you do that. So, you know, I've got mine set about 8 degrees hotter than the point where it stops wanting to extrude, and so, which is 200 degrees on my setup. But yeah, you don't want to have it as low as possible, because then you have other issues arise. So yeah, I mean, just some yeah, there's no way to see this very good. Just some tiny hairs, super fine, and then it stops, you know. And I could have let this go taller. All these little test rigs I stopped early because I could see what was happening. And I could have let this one go taller, and it wouldn't have but just a little whisk here and there. You know. So I guess this is the best I could do. I can't do no better than that, apparently. So, yeah, I wasted a bunch of time doing all these tests, and I still didn't get real far. But I got the best I guess I can get. So, hopefully this saves you some time. If I was you, I would just double the retraction distance and lower the vertical lift. And that was the only things that I found to make a difference and improve the stringing. But I think this is gonna be one of them filaments that just strings anyways. So, all right, hopefully this helps you. Later.